And hello, good morning. Today is Thursday, 27th of November 2025, and this is papertrail.com, a daily streaming all about governance, risk, and compliance in the UK for SMEs and mid-market firms. Yesterday, we spoke about the hidden link between incidents and risk scores that nobody talks about. And today's topic is the simple documentation habit that transforms your incident handling. And we're going to mention a lot of acronyms. Don't worry about them, are going to be explained during the streaming. And as a disclaimer, this is not a complete guide, neither legal advice. Always look for specialists and professionals in the areas you need them. Although I will focus on reviewing three main problems. So as usual, we're going to set a scenario. So what does incident reporting mean? In layman terms, incident reporting in the UK is a formal process or documenting and analyzing unexpected events like accidents, injuries, near misses, or system failures to prevent future occurrences. It is a legal requirement in many sectors and also for certain compliance frameworks like health and safety, cyber essential, Financial Conduct Authority, UK GDPR. So this is four frameworks out of the 16 that any SME and mid-market company must comply with. 16. If you're in scope, all the 16 of them, or perhaps you're not hitting all the 16 if you're in scope. You're not in scope, but there are many requirements, and they are by the regulators. So the three main problems that we identify with this is, number one is the SMEs and mid-market firms document only the incident headline, not the details. And regulators expect clear notes, severity, impact, actions, and evidence. And missing details lead to audit failures and obviously red flags. Problem number two is the Information Commissioner's Office requires full documentation for all personal data breaches, even those not notifiable. Missing logs or incomplete notes undermine accountability, another massive red flag. And number three, this is another big problem. The Health and Safety Executive and the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency inspections often uncover poor documentation, and missing near miss reports, incomplete defect logs, and no classifications or no evidence of containment is a big problem too. So, how we can picture all this with a simple metaphor. So the good documentation is like the flight recorder. And if you're not familiar with that term, is pretty much is known as a black box in the airplanes. If something goes wrong, the black box, that's why people go into the black box all the time, it tells the whole story since they took off until the accident incident happened. There's not edited highlights. So it's not what recounts of people's memories or anything else. It's exactly what happened, fully recorded. So that is pretty much what you have to do: fully record everything in your company in terms of these requirements. So here are three things to consider to produce simple documentation and make them a habit that transforms your incident handling to make it very evidence driven. Number one, capture the essentials. What happened? When? Who? Severity category, immediate impact, root cause, and required actions. And make sure your incident model lists these as minimum expectations, right? That's a solution number one. Solution number two, triage quickly. Severity, urgency, containment status, and escalation rules. High severity regulatory impact events require immediate attention with a clear owner and timeline, right? So this high severity regulatory impacts event, meaning that actually are already listed by the regulators. So I suppose you are wondering what triage means. In this case, it's basically a protocol or the processes for quickly evaluate or report incidents to determine its severity, potential impact, and the appropriate next steps. Who should be involved and how quickly, and what kind or type of response is needed. And solution number three is avoid this pitfall. Vague notes. We already mentioned highlights is not good enough. but vague notes is not good enough either. So notes like a fix or investigated tells authorities nothing. It's another red flag. So document what was done, who did it, and how recurrent or what recurrences will be put in place to prevent these kind of incidents, right? So we mentioned 3 frameworks here, and you can imagine there are 16. So they start to get very complex as you go along. They start to identify a lot of duplication and issues. So particularly for SMEs and mid-market companies where there are no dedicated teams, officials, or personnel within the company to run these compliance requirements. And as I mentioned, there is only 3 out of the 16. So no wonder 73% of UK companies outsource and hire consultants, advisors, or delegate to contractors. And this is according to PwC reports this year. So what you should be looking for. I always mention in these live streams that you and your company should have a compliance baseline, or at least a baseline in mind, so you can hire on your own terms, right? So in particular for this case today, 3 suggestions when outsourcing, particularly when you need to create a documentation habits that transform your incident handling, right? So when you are going to an external contractor, you want to delegate these advisors or consultants, look for first for what is the outcome that they are producing or providing to you, or they're promising. Do they standardize documentation across all teams, health and safety, fleet, IT, operations, suppliers? So not only the teams, also the frameworks that actually, based on your company profile, you have to be compliant with. So every incident is captured with consistent depth, right? And number 2, what is the differentiator that they provide? Do they provide built-in severity scoring, triage logic, and action tracking to give you a structured, regulated, aligned record without manual effort, right? And number 3, how they help you to reduce your risk? Do they structure in a way that every documented incident is linked to risks, controls, treatments, evidence, and that the follow-up actions are time-stamped and tracked automatically, right? So all these things help you to have a very, very healthy incident handling when already it will happen eventually, but actually at least you have all the protocols. And remember that the best defensible position that you ever have, because at the end you are the ultimate responsible as an individual or as a CEO, managing director, any in the C-suite or board of directors, you are the ultimate responsible. So even if you have external advisors, consultants, or delegated to other companies, the ultimate, according to the regulators, the ultimate responsible is still you, right? So one quick test today, one quick action to in the next 30 minutes to test all this is take yesterday's incident. It doesn't matter which one, and a small one, big one, doesn't really matter. So, and rewrite it using the full documentation template: what, when, who, severity, root cause, actions, and evidence. If you cannot make it in less than 10 minutes, you will probably need to consider a better solution. And here's a better solution: a faster, more reliable, and easy way. Paper Trail, our software. You automate incident documentation and triage, so every event becomes a clear, consistent, and traceable record across your entire operations, and all of them ready to demonstrate risks and evidence. And as I mentioned earlier, evidence is your only defensible position, or the best defensible position against inspections, audits, notifications, etc., etc. So you can stop activities that increase workload, but add no value. So increasing your costs and labor hours, expenses in just redundant work. Paper Trail is perfect for UK SMEs and mid-market firms. Why? Because you use the same control library for health and safety, GDPR, DVSA, Cyber Essential, DPR, and all the way down to the other 16 frameworks that any UK company is responsible for, plus ISOs, plus SRS, plus ESG. So it's no double entry. This is reducing your overlap by 60% and your costs by 80%. It's all in one place. It's a continuous gap analysis. It's a clear view who, what's who or what's done, what's missing, and who is the owner or responsible to fix the things before assurance, inspections, reports, or audits hit you. So you can do it once, you can do it properly, and then move on to the things that are more important to you, which is grow your department, make it stronger, make the company more profitable, and all these things are more interesting than actually just chasing paperwork, right? So join the waitlist, papertrail.com, and stay tuned. Today we clarified how to document and triage properly, and tomorrow we will close the loop by showing how incidents reshape treatments and make control stronger. Right? So have a great day and see you tomorrow.